that on my apartments. The interest on that will be what? If I 10 million a year, I write it all off. If I had $10 billion, it'd be 100 million. Like I write it off and I get to depreciate it in the first year, not 27 years like your house. So there's all these wealth hacks, these things that Mark Cuban knows or Warren Buffett knows that we should.
This is Mongolia Mindset, and today we're gonna be typing Grant Cardone. That's some fucking name dropping. That's some fucking TE there. Damn, Grant, boy, you dropping them hard. We use Berens Interaction Styles and temperament combined with cognitive functions. We do have a playlist of all of these metrics broken down. Just go to how to find anyone's personality type. Me and Christian and Shelly did an awesome job at doing that. I think probably the best you're gonna get on the internet, period. We also do have a breakdown of all the cognitive functions. Just look for the playlist cognitive functions. We have a master list with me and Christian, and then we'll break down the cognitive functions. So even if you're blind, deaf, and dumb, you can get it. And if you're just a little bit slower, I have them one by one broken down originally. So you can check that out to be better caught up with us, guys. So let's go look and see what the monkeys over at Personality Database has Grant Cardone as. Right. They got Grant Cardone as an ESTP. So if you guys go to the mongolianmindset.org, you can get to the type grid through the resources. Highly recommend you go there. We also have the Road to Demigod Self-Awareness and Growth Assessment. We'll be updating that. It's going to be a better one. Just plug in your email and you'll be able to like find exactly where you're at. We'll be updating that. Shout out to Justin for doing that. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you. We give shout outs where it's due. So ESTP guys, they're direct. They're initiating their outcome / control. They're TIFE, and he was already name dropping and dick sucking already off the rip. So I'm already eliminating ESTP. But they're also interest, so they look out what they get out of a situation, while other types are systematic. They're also concrete, so they think about the what is and not the what if. A lot of times people don't realize that when you're talking about your ENTJs, right, or your NFJs, they're usually realistically intuitive, right? Realistically intuitive. So it might be a little bit harder for people to find their actual type sometimes, or they'll struggle picking it up. But ESTPs are concrete, they're interest, they're pragmatic, they're TIFE, they're SENI, initiating. I think we said all of that, guys. If he meets that, we'll go ahead and call him ESTP. I fucking doubt it. He's already name dropping and dropping statistics and outcomes, shit like that. So let's get into Grant Cardone, guys, and drop below what you think his type is, guys. We're still doing free typing sessions. You just have to get to level 25 on our Discord. We also have other packages that roll out on the Discord. You can skip the line and be typed by us just by boosting our server. Just reach out to me and show me that you boosted the server, and we'll go ahead and get you typed. That's pretty fucking cheap. We will be rolling out packages for coaching and typing sessions in the future, guys. Just work with me. I got a lot of shit to do, and I do have a day job that pays 6 figures, so this is on my back burner.
Should be teaching all Americans at a very young age of how to invest their money, how to use money, how to put it to work. Like how do you get to be a bank rather than leave your money at a bank?
How do you get to be a bank instead of leaving? That's just pure outcomes, bro. Bro just listing outcomes out of his mind there, man.
It's a crazy world.
Oh hell no, you ain't gonna get me copy strike.
I left Dubai in the UAE, and you think because
he's already running his
freedoms over there. And your followers.
And the team here.
Big fan, by the way, of what you're doing.
Initiated. I'm a big fan here. Okay, this guy's ENTJ. Stop playing. This guy's ENTJ. SO. He's 3. SO. I think fucking 2. Because he's all up in people's faces. Like, as in myself, I'm a 3W. 4. I'm a little bit more introverted than Grant. Grant's out there fucking way too goddamn much.
And getting the word out and having people, have other viewpoints and being courageous in the marketplace. I was just telling you, I left Dubai in the UAE, and you think because of what we're told by CNN.
You would think because of what you've been told by CNN. So that's name dropping. That's also what you think. TE. This guy's ENTJ.
And even Fox, that they don't have no freedoms over there. They have so many freedoms there that we don't have here, that we're losing, that I was just really excited to be here and see if we could revive the nation.
Let's see if we can do it. And likewise, I'm a big fan of yours. And
I
I'm
just initiated all of that.
excited. I said this to your representative, just to not
And Buddy had an outcome for this as well.
have to do total politics today, because I really do like talking about business and success. I've had a pretty good track record on some things. Maybe you can point me in the right direction on some upcoming things. But why don't we start, because you are in the midst of a little...
This guy is giving me STJ, possible ENFP.
little
Well, let me just say on the politics thing, right? The only time I get interested
Initiated.
in politics is when it starts hurting me personally and my finances. And that's why I have become very political in the last couple years, 18 months.
Unfortunately, that was an interest statement there. I ain't even gonna lie, that is interest. The only time I get into it, okay.
The politics thing, right? The only time I get interested in politics is when it starts hurting me personally and my finances. And that's why I have become very political in the last couple years, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 3.5 years exactly.
You're probably not the only one like that in your world, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine you now see all these tech guys and VC guys that were very apolitical, leaned a little left, and they're all kind of breaking towards Trump. So there really has been a shift in that sense.
Yeah, because it's starting to affect my finances, right? We were in New York City. We were actually looking at buying
oh my God, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna hit him for interest again.
a $500 million worth of real estate in New York City in February when they put the judgment on Trump. And we were flying back from, I think I was in Colorado, flying back to Miami, and my
name dropping Trump.
wife's like, "You need to start a GoFundMe account for Donald Trump." And I'm like, no, I need to pull out of all these New York deals. You start the GoFundMe account. She did. And
so he's directing her, right? You see that? You do this, you do that. He's directing her, telling her what to do, right? And pure outcome, this guy.
Pulled out of those deals about $500 million, have since placed it in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, just because of that judgment. Now you can see today what they're doing with the mayor. They eat their own.
Yeah.
See, you got to remember about ENTJs, they act quick, right? They get data, they act quick, especially when they're more focused on extroverted intuition. Not extroverted intuition, extroverted sensing. They're going to be acting a lot quicker, taking data and acting, right? They'd rather take data and act than just sit there and wait. A lot of them, especially the ones who are a little bit more unconscious with their NI parent, right? It's there, but it's not there that you will see like an overwhelming NI parent, like with somebody like Patrick Bet David, right? He has a lot stronger of an NI parent, right? You'll see weaker NI parents with like Grant Cardone and Donald Trump, right? Where some people will debate, are they really an ENTJ? They'll see like more of an ESTP out of them, right? Because the NI parent isn't just out there just like, in abundance, right? It's more of that SE, making moves on the fly, right? Like for me, I sit more in my NI parent a lot of times.
So you're a little north of me in Miami, and this place is blowing. Well, let's do the political part for a little bit before we get into your current Twitter fight, which is super interesting. You're here in Miami. You're clearly bringing business down here. Everyone is bringing business down here. It seems to me Miami and Florida in general is doing everything right. Is that pretty much fair to say?
I don't know if they're
not just Miami. I mean, Fort Lauderdale, the whole state seems to be doing it right.
I take the view that we're not doing everything right. They're doing everything wrong. So we left California 13 years ago, and this was before it was popular to come here. I wasn't thinking about Florida.
Talking about popular to come here, TFI. Popularity.
I just sold my house in LA because they had raised taxes from 10 to 13.3.
Yeah.
It was
TE empirical data.
It was a 33% increase. And I said, man, I'm leaving. They're like, over 3 points? I'm like, it's not 3 points, dude. It's 33%.
Mm-hmm.
And the roads aren't better. The schools aren't better. The hospitals aren't better. Most of this money.
Better. Outcome. Okay, outcome. So let's go ahead and start eliminating down, guys. With that being said, this guy. Okay, so he is outcome focused, guys. He's outcome. and he is TEFI. He's beating the fucking brakes off empirical data. So we already know, with that being said, if he is outcome, that means he's in the top or he's in the bottom, right? And he's TE. ESTP is eliminated. Obviously, personality database is fucking terrible. So you got ESTJ, ENTJ, ISFP, and INFP with just those metrics there. So there's only 4 left here. And this guy's initiating and he's pragmatic, so he's an ENTJ. And he's a dominant ENTJ.
Money's going to crazy stuff that I don't want to support. This 13, 14 years ago,
So
right?
you were really in on seeing that early.
Oh yeah, I saw it way early.
Yeah.
And I told my
I
wife,
saw it way early, and I saw it way early. You know, sometimes you'll get the depiction that they don't have NI, but they really fucking do. It's just not as like in every decision all the time. Like every decision all the time.
I said, they're not going to stop here. It will continue. Well, in 13 years, man,
They're not gonna stop here. SE. It will
California is
continue.
just
Future focus NI.
degraded. Now this thing has started. You know, they say it all starts in California. Went to Illinois. Now it went
They said all starts in California. TE.
to New York City, New Jersey. All that's happening. And I think that while Florida may be doing some things right, the reality is these cities are just making terrible decisions, affecting family values, property values, businesses, and be able to invest in my business, and it's pushing people down here.
Do you think they realize it
So that's outcome. That's TE, right?
and or care? So you certainly were not the only person once they had that judgment on Trump that were like, okay, I'm done doing business here. Mr. Wonderful has been talking about
Yeah.
it quite a bit, and plenty of other people. Do you think
Mr. Wonderful is also an ENTJ. We typed him on the channel.
they even care or realize, or when Gavin Newsom publicly celebrates when Elon's like, okay, I'm taking Twitter out of San Francisco, it's like, come on, man.
I think they're going to start caring when they see their revenues. You know, like just the one decision I made cost.
Yeah, they're fucking morons, bro. That shit's gonna be bankrupt as fuck. They're fucking stupid as fuck. And the red states are gonna have all the fucking power because what runs shit? Money. All right? Can't keep pushing the bullshit that they're pushing, okay? You want to keep the important people. If you ain't keep the important people, you will keep the power.
Cost that state $10 million a year in property taxes. If you look at the 25,000 people that have left the state, that's probably costing them $3 to $5 billion a year in tax, income tax revenue. So if people keep voting with their feet, there'll be a moment where New York City and California and all that comes back because somebody will get in there and be a new sheriff. But it's going to take a lot of fed up people, man.
Do you want to be one of those people? Like when it hits whatever that rock bottom is, nobody knows what that rock bottom is.
Yeah,
He's SINE. He's either ESTJ, ISTJ, or ENFP.
dude, yes, I want to go in there and consume, like, you know, those are moments.
Yeah.
So like I still shop those markets to see where they're at. Like we were in California last week trying to go back and enter that market because
I still pull those markets, TE, right, man? This guy's TE, outcome, direct, initiating. So let's go ahead and knock initiating and all that shit off. Initiating, but let's just go have some fun and watch some more. Initiating. Okay, what do we have here? Direct. Okay, so we're down to ESTJ and ENTJ, and he is very pragmatic and he's future focused, right? You hear that other guy, there's a difference there. The other guy's an STJ, ENFP, and this guy's an ENTJ. So
phenomenal markets. New York City is a phenomenal city. Don't confuse it with the politics. As a real estate investment city, it's phenomenal, worldwide phenomenal. We were in the UAE. I'm looking at entering there at some point. It's too hot right now, but at some point they'll overbuild it. It'll correct. We'll go in there and be robber barons.
What do you make of?
see that's the future. See, he's worried about the future of things, right? It's like what I was saying. Like he is predicting that this shit will happen in the future, but he's more into attacking with SC, right? So yeah.
The fact that in New York City, in Los Angeles right now, despite the amount of people that are leaving, that homes, condos, et cetera, still are crazily expensive.
Well, that's what makes it a great real estate market. The barriers
Initiating.
to entry, you can't build there, you can't add product.
Outcome.
This Kamala, whatever, talking about building 3 million homes. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
She's going to give everybody 25,000. That should.
That's even
problem,
worse.
Right?
That'll crash the housing market.
Yeah.
That'll be.
Can you explain that a little bit? Yeah.
Well, first of all, her saying she's going to give 25 grand.
See, when you ask them to break it down, go process on us, you see them kind of like, because ENTJ do not want to talk process, man. They just want to jump straight to that fucking outcome.
Grant has only delayed everybody.
And a lot of times with the NI, they just want you to be able to catch the NI. Like, straight up, we just want you to get the NI, where I don't want to have to explain my fucking NI to you. Just fucking know what I said is fact.
Actually making a decision. Mortgage applications, even though we had a little spike in the last week, is still lower today than it was in 2008 during the greatest housing bust in the history of this country. So when she said, hey, we're going to give 25 grand away, anybody that was thinking about buying a house said, okay, I'll wait until you do the thing.
Right.
She should have done it. Okay. She's literally going to cause housing to become a disaster in this country. Because if Jared was interested in buying, he's going like, I'm going to wait till the first time buyer's credit. I can get it later, so I'll wait until February or March of next year.
Right. And also the builder might be like, well, I'm going to charge 25 grand more.
Dude, the builder is not going to charge
right?
25 grand more. Dave, the builder is going to be like, okay, I can charge 75 grand more. Okay, because the 25 will be applied to the purchase. I can get more. The guys, so it's going to immediately inflate the cost of housing across the country.
All right, I'm done. He's ENTJ. Guys, he's ENTJ. Grant Cardone's a fucking ENTJ. So ENTJs, right? He's an ENTJ. He's also Enneagram 3 SO. That's pretty easy to see. 3 W2, my bad, because he's just out there way more. SO / SP, right? He's dominant. He's a dominant ENTJ, so Big Daddy Dom. So initiating, abstract, right? Systematic, pragmatic, okay? Direct, outcome like a motherfucker, SENI. NT, if I had to rate Grant Cardone, I gotta give him above average, right? ENTJ, I think behind the scenes, people don't notice that his NI is more a factor than it is. A lot of times with ENTJs, depending on the ENTJ, they will try to flaunt SE more. Like I always tell people, if you're struggling between looking at somebody being an ESTJ and ENTJ, is somebody trying to look perfect or are they trying to look powerful? Are they trying to look like the fucking man, right? That SE child just boasting it the fuck out there. Because if they are, then that's an ENTJ, right? And you can see him more like flaunting the SE, right? But I guarantee you, as soon as those fucking cameras go off and all that shit, you see a totally different person, right? So I'm gonna hit him for above average, guys. He doesn't seem as bad as he doesn't seem as bad as Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump really has a very weak FI, and that's the reason why he has to attack anybody who says something to him. Like he's automatically always on FE demon mode, like FE demon time, right? And that's because that FI is so weak, right? The better you get with your FI, the more you don't have to attack people for what they say or what they do. For instance, like Patrick Bet-David, I think is probably the most developed ENTJ I've seen so far. I'd have to go back and review maybe Ray Dalio, but I haven't put Ray Dalio on the channel. But those are probably the most advanced versions of the ENTJ, and you can pretty much tell that they sit in NI parent, right? As opposed to all the showboating and I'm this guy, the SE, I'm this fucking guy, I'm this amazing shit. But yeah, comment below what you thought his personality type was, and shout out to Justin for recommending this. Appreciate what you guys are doing in the channel. You and Rochelle in the Discord. Love you guys. But this is Mongolian Mindset, and we are out.